What comes to mind when you picture a robot? For many of us, it's a flickering image from science fiction, a clunky, metallic being moving with a stiff, predictable gait, or perhaps a menacing villain from a Hollywood blockbuster. We think of robots as things of the future, or as specialized, single-task arms bolted to a factory floor, endlessly repeating one motion. We see them as tools, powerful but limited, existing in a world that is clearly separate from our own fluid, complex, human reality. But what if that line between science fiction and your daily life is blurring faster than you can imagine? What if the next great leap in robotics isn't happening where you'd expect, like a high-tech lab in Silicon Valley or Tokyo, but is instead quietly and rapidly unfolding across the hospitals, construction sites, and even the homes of the world's most populous nation? This isn't a prediction or a far-flung future scenario, it is happening right now. In China, a revolution is underway, one that is deploying some of the most advanced humanoid robots ever created into the fabric of society. These aren't the clumsy machines of yesterday. They are agile, adaptable, and increasingly intelligent beings designed to walk, work, and interact in our world. They are moving beyond the confines of the assembly line to perform tasks that, until very recently, were thought to be the exclusive domain of humans. This story isn't just about technological prowess, though it is certainly that. It is a story about the powerful convergence of immense national ambition, a looming demographic crisis, and staggering breakthroughs in artificial intelligence. What's happening in China is a glimpse into a future that will affect us all, raising profound questions about the nature of work, human connection, and what it means to build a society alongside intelligent, non-human partners. Forget what you thought you knew about robots. The real story is far more unbelievable. To truly grasp the scale of this change, you have to look beyond the sprawling megafactories. While China is by far the world's largest user of industrial robots, the new frontier is far more intimate and integrated. Picture a brightly lit rehabilitation center in Shanghai. An elderly man, recovering from a stroke, takes slow, hesitant steps. Walking alongside him, offering a steadying arm, is not a human therapist, but a gleaming white robot named GR1. Developed by Fourier Intelligence, this humanoid machine doesn't just provide brute support, its sensors monitor the patient's gait and muscle tension, feeding real-time data back to doctors. Its AI-powered voice offers encouragement in a calm, synthesized tone. Later, it might assist another patient by gently lifting their arm through a series of prescribed exercises, its movements precise and endlessly patient. In another wing, a similar robot might be delivering meals, not on a tray, but carried in its hands, navigating the busy, unpredictable corridors of a hospitala world built for legs, not wheels. This is just one snapshot. Elsewhere, another kind of humanoid robot is proving its worth in environments too hazardous for people. Imagine an earthquake-ravaged town. Amidst the rubble and twisted metal, a two-legged machine from Unitree Robotics carefully picks its way through the debris. It can climb a flight of unstable stairs, turn a valve to shut off a gas leak, or use a thermal camera to locate survivors trapped beneath the wreckage. Because it has a human-like form, with arms and hands, it can use the same tools a human rescuer would: a drill, a lever, a key. These are not tasks that can be programmed in a clean, structured factory setting. They require dynamic adaptation, balance, and a degree of problem-solving that represents a quantum leap in robotic capability. So, why the obsession with the human form? The answer is as simple as it is profound. Our world was built by us, for us. Our doorways, stairs, tools, and interfaces are all designed around the unique biomechanics of the human body. For a machine to truly integrate into our society, the most efficient path is not to rebuild our world for the machine, but to build the machine for our world. A humanoid robot doesn't need a special ramp. It can take the stairs. It doesn't need a proprietary connector. It can push the same elevator button you do. By mimicking our form, these robots gain a universal key to our physical environment, making their potential applications almost limitless. This explosion of robotic advancement is not an accident. It is the result of a perfect confluence of deliberate strategy, demographic necessity, and technological readiness that has created the ideal incubator for the humanoid robot. The first, and perhaps most powerful force, is raw national ambition. The Chinese government has made it unequivocally clear that it intends to be the world's undisputed leader in robotics. This isn't just a quiet hope, it's a state-mandated mission. Initiatives like Made in China 2025 and a more recent, hyper-focused directive from the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIIT, have set concrete, aggressive goals to establish a complete industrial supply chain for humanoid robots and to achieve mass production by as early as 2025. Billions of dollars in state funding, subsidies, and government contracts are being poured into robotics companies, creating an ecosystem where innovation is not just encouraged, but demanded. The second force is a far more sobering one, a demographic time bomb. For decades, China's economic miracle was built on a seemingly endless supply of human labor. But the long-term effects of its former one-child policy have come home to roost. The nation is now facing the monumental challenge of a rapidly aging population and a shrinking workforce. By 2035, it's estimated that 400 million people, nearly 30% of the population, will be over the age of 60. This raises two terrifying questions for Beijing's planners. Who will take care of this vast elderly population? And who will do the jobs necessary to keep the economy running? From this perspective, humanoid robots are not a luxury or a technological novelty. They are an existential necessity. They are seen as the future caregivers in understaffed nursing homes and the tireless workers who will fill the void on factory floors and in the service industry. Finally, neither ambition nor necessity would matter without capability. The hardware of a robot, motors, joints, and sensors, only half the equation. The true magic lies in its brain, and this is where China's parallel rise as an AI superpower becomes the critical third factor. The country's massive population and digital-first lifestyle have generated unimaginable pools of data, the lifeblood for training sophisticated artificial intelligence. This progress in AI is what allows a robot to move from simply repeating a programmed motion to dynamically responding to its environment. It's the AI that enables a robot to understand a spoken command, to distinguish between a medicine bottle and a cup of water, and to learn a new task simply by watching a human perform it. Companies like Robotic and the previously mentioned Fourier and Unitree are not just building bodies, they are masters of integrating them with these powerful AI minds, creating a fusion of hardware and software that finally makes the humanoid form viable. As these machines walk out of the lab and into the real world, they push humanity toward a profound inflection point. The arrival of a capable humanoid workforce forces us to confront uncomfortable questions that cut to the core of our social and economic structures. The most immediate of these is the future of work. For decades, the debate around automation has centered on specific, repetitive tasks. But a robot that can navigate a human environment, use human tools, and learn new skills presents a challenge on a completely different order of magnitude. When a humanoid robot can not only assemble a car but also inspect the final product, deliver it, and even act as a showroom guide, the lines between manual labor, quality control, and customer service begin to dissolve entirely. This isn't just about job displacement, it's about a fundamental re-evaluation of what human labor is for in an age of intelligent automation. Beyond the economic implications lies a deeper, more personal frontier: the nature of human connection. The prospect of robots as companions and caregivers for the lonely and the elderly is a powerful one. In a world grappling with a pandemic of loneliness, an ever-patient, attentive, and helpful machine could be a genuine force for good. Yet, this path is fraught with psychological complexity. We must navigate the uncanny valley, the eerie sensation produced by robots that are almost, but not quite, human. A machine that perfectly mimics empathy without feeling it could be seen as a blessing by some and a deeply unsettling deception by others. Does a robot companion solve the problem of loneliness, or does it simply mask the symptoms, allowing us to retreat further from the messy, difficult, but ultimately rewarding world of real human relationships? Zooming out to the global stage, China's robotic ascendance represents a tectonic shift in geopolitical power. A nation that can successfully integrate a tireless, 24/7 robotic workforce into its economy gains an almost unimaginable competitive advantage. Global supply chains, long dictated by the availability and cost of human labor, could be completely redrawn. Manufacturing could be reshored, not based on where people are, but where the most advanced robots are. This represents a new kind of industrial mitone that is resilient to demographic shifts, pandemics, and labor disputes. As China builds this silent, efficient workforce, other nations face a stark choice: join the race or risk being left behind in a new global order, defined not by armies of soldiers, but by armies of workers made of metal and silicon. We are standing at the dawn of a new age. The rise of humanoid robots in China is not a distant sci-fi fantasy or a niche technological trend. It is a present-day reality, born from a unique crucible of political will, societal need, and technological fire. It signals the beginning of the most significant integration of human and machine life in history. These robots are walking, working proof that the line between the organic and the artificial, the creator and the created, is becoming irrevocably blurred. They are no longer just tools that we use, but actors that are beginning to share our world, our tasks, and perhaps even our social spaces. This unfolding revolution is a mirror, reflecting our greatest hopes and our deepest anxieties. In these machines, we see the potential for a world without dangerous labor, a future where the elderly are never without care, and where human potential is freed up to pursue creativity and connection. Yet we also see the shadow of mass unemployment, the erosion of genuine human contact, and a future where our own definition of self is called into question. The story of China's humanoid robots is ultimately a story about us. It is about the choices we will make and the kind of future we will build. As these silent, tireless workers step out of the factories and into our lives, they are not the ones who will be tested. We are. They force us to ask the most fundamental question of all. In a world where machines can increasingly do what we do, what does it truly mean to be human?